Welcome to Brunch with Brian, your fun real estate live stream. Yes, your fun real estate live stream. And today it's exciting, and I always love a Monday at the beginning of a month. It always feels like a fresh start to me. And here comes the sun coming out. So it's a fresh start and a sunny day. And so let's really make some good focus on our goals for the month of November and refocus and rededicate ourselves. I guess that's what I like about the beginning of months, because we can sort of reset our goals and we can say, okay, this is what I'm going to accomplish this month. So what are you going to accomplish this month? How many sellers are you going to talk to? You should have your monthly goals all prepared right at the beginning of the month. So that's one of my first assignment for today is, if you don't have your November goals written out, write them out, okay? And start to visualize. Goals are great, and goals are, but sometimes they can feel like a remote number on a chart somewhere. Your goal should mean something personal to you, and you should make it mean something personal by tying different things to it. So if your goal this month is to talk to 20 sellers, that would be a good goal, guys. Talking to between 20 and 50 sellers, doing closing calls. These are live sellers with real houses to sell, and you've got to ask them if they would consider monthly payments in some way, shape, or form. You got to get that on the table. And so if you even do that, I would consider that a closing call. You're essentially making the offer to a live prospect. And so if you're doing that, if you're doing 20 to 50 of those this month in November, that's great. All right, so let's focus on that. Let's get out there and let's talk to a lot of folks. And now if your focus is on the ugly house world, how many offers do you need to make to get one ugly house deal? If you're offering, cash through realtors, through the MLS, maybe REO agents, maybe you're getting pocket listings, maybe you're using private money or doing some other approach. Maybe you're doing wholesales. You're not going to buy houses from a bank and do a wholesale, but unless you close twice. But if you're doing the ugly house world, what are your goals? How many offers you're going to make? What do you want to do in a month? So obviously, I'd like you guys all closing one creative financing pretty house deal per month. And if you're still in that, ugly house world and doing rehabs and that, obviously you'd have a goal there as well. So set your goals today. Guys, guess what day it is today? So today I'm going to talk about cheerleaders, actually, because it's National Cheerleaders Day. So I've already given you a couple of assignments and also already done some real estate training, but I'm going to do a little other twist on cheerleaders because it's National Cheerleaders Day. And you know what, guys? Where did the first cheerleader? This was really cool because cheerleading started at my alma mater, the University of Minnesota. And what year? This is the quiz question for today. When was the first sort of formalized cheerleading where someone, his name was Johnny Campbell, stood up in front of the entire crowd and started leading cheers for the University of Minnesota Gophers. That's never were very good while I was going there. On and off, they're okay. But so you guys need a cheerleader. The lesson today is, who are your cheerleaders in your life? I want you to write a list. I want you to write down, maybe you have a lot. Maybe you have a lot of people who are really rooting for you. And maybe you sometimes lose touch with all those people and how they're rooting for you. If you have cheerleaders in your life, I want you to be aware of them and use them. If you've got somebody, okay, one of the hardest things I ever had to go through in my life was when my mom passed away. She was my number one cheerleader. And if you lost your mom, you probably know what I'm talking about. Usually your mom, you hope anyway, is your number one cheerleader. And so write down, hopefully you have 5 people that you feel are legitimately really rooting for you, that really have your best interests in mind. Hopefully these are some of your family members or good friends and that. And I want you to interact with those cheerleaders today. See if you can call them today. See if you can talk to some of the people who have always supported you. And we need cheerleaders in our life. What would a football game be like without cheerleaders? It is. We're doing it right now. What we're doing right now with all the crazy COVID stuff, it's like football without cheerleaders, and it's not the same. So get your cheerleaders in your life, write a list of 5 or 10 people, and try to interact with them today and on an ongoing basis. The other thing I was going to talk about today, maybe I'll save it for tomorrow, is how habits, we need to hang on to our habits and routines at sometimes when the country and things are volatile. Sometimes it's important to hang on to your routines and your habits that have made you successful and brought you to the point where you are now. All right, but instead I kind of changed my training today to more of a cheerleader thing because I really, we all really need that. And you know, life is tough enough. Life is always going to be a challenge, and real estate's going to be a challenge. No one's going to come and hand you deals. Actually, that's not true. Once you really get going at this and people start to realize that you know what you're doing and they start to trust you, you will fill a niche in the market and people will come to you. And so sometimes people do hand you deals once you get rolling, but you're not there now possibly. So what does that require? It requires you to stay motivated through getting some good cheerleaders. It's Recreation Day in Tasmania. That's kind of funny, right? We went to Tasmania with Ron LeGrand and Bev, and our whole family. We brought all three of our kids and friends, and it was awesome. We went to Australia, Tasmania, and New Zealand down there and saw the Hobbit, where they shot the Hobbit. That was pretty cool. Today is Day of the Dead, guys. All Souls Day, recognition of faithful departed. And so that's a special day for a lot of people, Day of the Dead. And it's Plan Your Epitaph Day because of Day of the Dead. And so that's kind of an interesting one. And I'm not going to make that an assignment, but that would be an interesting exercise. Write out your epitaph today. Since it's Day of the Dead, All Souls Day, why don't you write out what you, I mean, not to be grim or anything, but yeah, that's kind of an interesting exercise to write out what you would put on your tombstone. And so write your own epitaph day. Okay, so guys, 1983, one last little piece of history. 1983, Thriller came out. The Thriller video, that's kind of cool. 83, wow, that's a long time ago. And remember our trivia question, guys. And that was, what year did cheerleading start at the University of Minnesota? And the answer was 1898. Yay! Okay, I can't really cheer. I don't want to have my mic go flying. But what does a cheerleader say if a bee is coming straight at her friend? Be aggressive. Be aggressive. How does a cheerleader order at Starbucks? Give me a tea. Okay, we have to have our jokes. Like I said, fun real estate live stream, so we got to have some fun in there. I always like jokes. What's a cheerleader's favorite fruit? Pomegranate. That's so bad, it's funny. Oh, okay. All right, so those are some really funny jokes. I always like to toss in some good jokes because we all need a laugh. And then what do? We smile. And yes, I'm going to keep, as we maybe focus a little more on real estate, I still want to keep our smiling and breathing as part of this. Always smile. So hopefully you're already smiling. Hopefully those jokes engendered a smile, I would hope. And now I got a little baby with me. And so let's do our deep breathing. Ready? Deep breath in. Hold it a second. And exhale. You got to do this. It's good for you. And you can smile. In. Hold it. And oh, one more. This is invigorating and get you going. In. Hold it. And out. All right. We already got our little Christmas outfits on. I hope you had a great Halloween over the weekend and enjoyed that blue moon on Saturday night. That was pretty cool. All right, so guys, it's going to be an interesting week. I'm probably going to talk about tomorrow on Tuesday, Teaching Tuesdays. I think I'm probably going to go into what's not going to be affected by the outcome of the election. I might talk about that tomorrow. All right, so guys, it was awesome as always to see you on Brunch with Brian, your fun real estate live stream, and I'll see you back here all week at this same time, Monday through Friday. And I will see, and we'll see on Teaching Tuesdays tomorrow as well. That's always at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. So see you guys soon, and goodbye now. Keep expecting success, taking action, getting the best training, and always, always taking action. See you tomorrow.